Hello, BookTube. Okay, I'm back. That was indeed the mail. It's going to be a light day. We had 3 packages the first time. Now it's just 2. But I'm going to hope that the BookTube eyes on the prize. Okay, eyes on the prize. We're going to hope that these 2 are better than those last 3. For me, anyway. Some of you may have been a lot more excited than I was. So these will be 2 short mail hauls. If I'd waited, until I usually do, I wait until it's too late in the day so that I'm uploading a video at 10 o'clock at night. If I'd waited, then we did them all together. But we'll see. We'll see what these 2 are. See if we can get Steve books. Okay. All right. We are off to a fantastic start. Okay. All right, fantastic. Okay, this is great. This is fantastic. This comes out in October, on the 1st of October. This is Alexander Dumas. This is 20 years after, translated by Lawrence Ellsworth, in the same uniform edition as all of his other Pegasus translations of Dumas have been. So that is fantastic. We have already recovered from the last mail haul. Let me hold this up for you. That is 20 years after. This is another sequel to The Three Musketeers, which completed its serial publication in the summer of 1844. And by the time of its book publication at the end of that year, readers were already demanding a sequel. They got it starting in January 1845, when the first chapters of 20 Years After began to appear, but it wasn't quite what they were expecting. When 20 Years After opens, it's 1648. The Red Sphinx, Cardinal Richelieu, is dead. France is ruled by a regency in the grip of civil war, and across the English Channel, the monarchy of King Charles I hangs by a thread. As D'Artagnan will find, these are problems that can't be solved with a sword thrust. In 20 Years After, the Musketeers confront maturity and face its greatest challenge. Sometimes you fail. It's in how the 4 comrades respond to failure and rise above it that we begin to see the true characters of Dumas's greatest heroes. As an added inducement to readers, Lawrence Ellsworth has discovered a lost chapter that was overlooked in the novel's original publication and is included in none of the available English translations to date until now. With 20 Years After, Dumas's Musketeer cycle becomes a real ongoing series, beginning a long story that will be continued in The Son of Milady, following adventure until the final climax in The Man in the Iron Mask. And I am blurbed on this book. I will be blurbed on your hardcover because I have been singing Lawrence Ellsworth's Dumas, the praises of Lawrence Ellsworth's Dumas novels, his translations of these things, since he started doing them, and they've just been getting better as they go along. That bit about the previously unknown, the rediscovered chapter, is not publisher hype in this case. This translator does an amazing amount of work, shifting and sifting through original newspaper and periodical and installment publication histories of Dumas's works in order to find stuff exactly like a chapter that no one noticed was missing or whatever. Fantastic. This comes out on October the 1st. Oh, I couldn't be happier. This is great. As far as I'm concerned, also Ellsworth's translations themselves are just better than any other translation that has come before him. I've read them all. I love Dumas. Absolutely love him. I've read him, in the original, but I've also read every translation, and these are fantastic, and they're also lovely. The only quibble that I have about this, I'm not really sure that I know enough about. Oh my God, is this illustrated as well? Does this have period illustrations? Is that what I caught? Oh, it is. It does. It has period illustrations. Oh, you should get this book. The only quibble that I have is that I thought that 20 Years After was a bigger book than this. I thought the book was longer. I guess it's 400 pages. Anyway, this whole ongoing project is incredible. Just incredible. I'm so happy to see this. Great. Okay. All right. Okay. Then now we'll go to the second one. This is our second and only. We only have 2 this time around. So you can really view these 2 mail hauls as one big mail haul. We'll see what this next one is. See if it can also manage to be a Steve book. because that would be great. That would be, I don't know, I have to work out the ergonomics of this area out here, since it looks like maybe we are coming into a period where I will be able to spend time out here without freezing to death. Maybe that is true. Who knows? So let's see what this next one is from Yale University Press. Oh, okay. All right. It's 2 Steve books. Great. Fantastic. All right. This makes up for the last 3. This is from Yale University Press. It comes out, this is the finished copy. It comes out at the end of the month. This is by Michael Cater, and it is Culture in Nazi Germany. The framed painting, and the title down here as the plaque in a museum. Isn't that great? What a great cover design. Culture in Nazi Germany. Culture was integral to the smooth running of the Third Reich. In the years preceding World War II, many different artistic forms were used to instill a Nazi ideology in the German people and to manipulate the public perception of Hitler's enemies. During the war, the arts were closely tied to the propaganda machine that promoted the cause of Germany's military campaigns. Drawing on primary sources, witness interviews, and critical selections of secondary sources, Michael Cater deeply researched account of artistic culture within Nazi Germany, considers how the German arts and letters scene was transformed when the Nazis came to power. Incredible. Incredible. I've read a number of books on this subject. I can't get enough of it. It's just fascinating. And this is May the 28th, so I have no compunction about reading it immediately. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, all right. Who is Michael Cater? He is the Distinguished Research Professor Emeritus of History at York University, Toronto, and a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada. And his previous publications included a book on Hitler Youth, a book on the Weimar Republic, and, okay, they include those 2. Those are the only 2 that are listed here, but boy, oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay. Fantastic. So we have Culture in Nazi Germany, and we have a new translation of Alexander Dumas's 20 years later. So Steve is pleased again. The pendulum has swung back. So I'm gonna wrap this up before anything goes wrong. I'll just upload them together so you can look at all 5 books yourself and make your choices. Thank you, BookTube.